I feel like my life went a different direction. Like it felt like my life was supposed to go one way and God changed it. Right? And I always wonder why me? Because I'm not special. So I think about it like this. If I was in a gang, I would ride that shit to the death. To the death. Like 100%. I would give it everything. So now, right, I made it so far in my life. I'm not in a gang or nothing like that. But I'm a Christian now. And I question myself, why don't you have that same loyalty when you pick up the Christian flag?
To the death?
Yeah. Why don't you have the same loyalty? And that's why I'm like,
what do you base that on, though?
You're like, what do you mean?
Like if you were in a gang, you'd base it to the death. You would mean like you would rep it, right? Or you would do.
I would give up so much
activities.
I would give up everything. I wouldn't care if my family was against it. I wouldn't care none of that. I would be like, this is what it is, and that's it. You know. So I wonder, like, in a simple thing, like I can't let go of rap. That's how I think about it. You can't do that. So I'm like, I'm a hypocrite. Like when it comes to like to the man who gave me everything. I'm not saying God's saying that you have to do this. I'm doing this voluntarily. Like the things I do is voluntary. I don't have to do it because but when you know right and wrong, when your moral compass has advanced as I believe mine has, I can see the wrong in so many things that it's hard for me to do wrong when I know it's wrong. I can't ignore it no more. My body just doesn't feel that way. Like it doesn't, it hits me.
Because it's like your inner conscious telling you, this is wrong.
Yes, it's like before my head would say the opposite. When I was getting into fights, when I was doing it would say the opposite. It would feed me, the negative. And now it doesn't. Now it tells me no. Don't do that. Like you know better.
So bad shit back then will give you will get you hard per se.
I don't even know what that means. What did you say? They were giving me heart?
Hard. Oh. I said hard per se.
Oh, damn. I think like, I don't know, like there's some crazy, right? But I just question like my loyalty basically. Because I always think about how hard I would have went for that. How much pride I would have had in that. Even though I'm not a part of none of that, right? I'm so prideful about where I come from that I would have died for it. And I would have held it to the highest form you could have.
I think it's negativity is easier to
I think
uphold.
I think, you know why? But I also think because it's champion. In this world, it's champion. Listen to when you do bad shit, when you're seen as a gangster, everybody loves that. Like, yeah, motherfucker tough. He hard.
Let's see, go in pride
yeah,
too.
Like, and it's like, it's harder to let it go.
Yeah, because it's
everything's harder to let go.
Yeah, when you walk around feeling like a bitch, it's a lot. It's not only do you get like negativity, people telling you you're a bitch from the outside, but it's yourself telling yourself you're a bitch from the inside too. So it's like double whammy. Whereas like if you feel like a bad boy and everybody's scared of you, when you don't tolerate shit too, I think like negativity is a lot easier to do. Negative stuff, like bad shit, is easier to do than good shit.
Yeah. Well, we're naturally born sinners. But it's like, but it's always out. Like when I think about it, that's why I always come back to that. Because it's like, Jesus said you can't have two masters. You're either serving him or you're serving the devil. That's it. You can't serve the devil in the afternoon and in the morning serve Jesus. You can't do that. And it's like, I don't want to look upon Jesus and he'd be like, you hypocrite to me. And it's crazy because I don't do this out of fear. I don't do none of this. Like, I don't want to do good out of fear or because I'm going to go to hell or whatever the case may be. It's just because I feel it's the right thing to do. And if I know it is the right thing to do and I don't do it purposely, like, what am I doing? To the point where even my like inner voice now is telling me, don't do it. Don't do it. So what am I supposed to do?
But I think,
so it's either I have gone so delusional, right? Because from the outside perspective of somebody who doesn't believe in Jesus, I've gotten so delusional that the religion has started to control me, right? Because it would be from the outside looking in. But from the inside, from my perspective, it's not that I'm being controlled. I'm willingly doing things because I'm so grateful for what Jesus did for me. That's what it is.
Could you be reading too hard into it?
No, because it's plain as day.
I guess it doesn't matter if you mean it or not, huh? So if it's being said. If it's being said, it's being said.
Because you'd be like, why are you saying it?
Yeah.
That would be like, what's the point, right? If I don't mean it though, but it'd be like, if it was that, oh, I'm saying all this, but I don't mean it though, but like, it don't matter. Like, what's the point then if you don't mean it?
I think music is too good of a gift to just completely stop though.
I don't think I'm not saying that I'm going to stop. But that's what I'm saying.
But you're saying you'd walk away from it.
I'm saying that it feels like I should walk away.
But there's a lot of music. Music doesn't have to be.
I don't want to walk away though. I'm making that clear. I don't want to walk away.
Music doesn't have to be gangsta.
But it seems like
it just seems like gangsta should be hitting.
Okay, well, I would ask the question: how long can I make music that's not like that before people like don't want to hear it no more? And not that I care, because when I started, I did music for me. So like if everybody left, jumped ship, and it's because I think like there's certain things that like people make Christian music, and I think that's tight. But that's not my lane. I could hear it and I'm like, I can't do that. That's not me. You know, like I'm not saying I disagree with that or nothing. Everything they're saying is good, right? They're quoting even the Bible. It's good. Go for it 100%. But it's just like when you try to mix that with the hip hop and certain things, and it just doesn't sound like it belongs there. Like it's just weird to me. And like you could hear it in mine where I'll talk about God or whatever, but it would be like it would be. I think I do it in a way to where it's good enough. It still like passes. You don't listen to my songs and be like, "This is Christian rap." Never. At least I don't think so.
No. Is there not a? But then I don't know. Yeah, because I don't know. I can't think of you being a Christian rapper, and I can't think of any song that would be considered Christian rap.
But I know that if I wanted to do that, it's because I have a crazy mentality that I can do whatever I want. So like, I feel like I could jump in that field and hit it too, hit it on the nail, like how I with everything. Because it's just delusion. I'm delusional with everything. I think I'm the best at everything. If I put my mind to it, I feel like I can do it. So when it comes to like, it's because I'm not saying that it's done or I'm over. It's because it's not.
We got to get at least one like Spanish speaking.
I think I'm just in a weird spot right now. That's it. Because like right now when I write music, if it like if I have the ball in my hands, like I said, like if I have the energy right here, and then it jumps out of my hand, I don't go searching for it. And this is the first time ever I don't do that. But it's because I don't feel like I don't want things to be forced. I can force myself, and I think that if it keeps jumping out of my hand, I'm gonna force it to get back in the hand. I'm not gonna let it forever. But I think for now, it's just been like letting it. And I think doing so, I had made some good songs. There's good songs that people haven't heard, even you haven't heard. So I think it's. But I feel like I feel like I could jump back in the thing if I wanted to, but I don't know.
It feels bad. It doesn't feel good when you think about jumping.
No, it feels good. It feels good, but just because something feels good, I don't live by my emotions. Because when I make a hit song, like not a hit song, right? But when I make a song that's hard, like I love it, right? I hear it and I'm like, dang, like this is hella good, right? And it sounds good, and I already know the reaction that's gonna get. And I'm like, yeah, like people, I think that's when you hear that, I think people think this is Mehmet right here, the core. Mehmet at the core, right? That's him. Like I think I'm known for doing like climate time and doing stuff like that, jumping outside the box. But I think when you think really of meme is meme at the core, I'm that type like that. I think that's been like the style people like. It's not the most replayable, but it's the most likable.
We need a I'm that type in Spanish. Hard. Killing babies, putting them in trunks, stuff like that.
I think because I don't think people can envision that. I think people can't envision that.
I don't even know what that would sound like.
But I'm telling you, it'd be dope.
I still think he'd be mad. He'd be like, "He's coming into my lane."
Nah,
he can't even rap as good as.
But
me.
the only thing is that people, when it comes to making music, you're so quickly misunderstood. Because when you're not, people don't know me, right? Like from family members in Mexico, right? And this would be the first song they hear from me.
I know,
and
it would be. It'd be fun. It'd be fun to see their reaction, because they would never think that this is something that's even possible.
Because they don't know where I come from. I come from Stockton too. When you look at Stockton's one of the most dangerous cities in America, and it's been like that forever. Now, like, I think like it wasn't crazy as it is now, but I think the evil spirit within is there. It was there when I was there. You know, there's no denying that. So so I'm like, I'm from the street. You're from the street too. We're from the street. We just exited, but too much of the street got rubbed on me already. That it still exists in me today. Like that's how crazy it is. But you know what I was thinking? Tyrese from Too Fast Too Furious, he said that black people are the most influential people that there is. And I'm like, he's right. Because he mentioned how Mexicans and everybody, they stick together. They open up companies, right? And they put their people on. Asians open up companies and they put their people on. Everybody. And he says that the Black Foundation, basically, they're not doing it how they're supposed to be doing it. But he said, and yet we're not like unified how we're supposed to be. And yet we're the most influential people in the world. And it's true, because I think the biggest example is hip hop. Black people have influenced how everybody in the hood dress. Everybody. I don't care it came from black people. All this like white tees and all that, like that's black people too. Now, when you think about like Mexicans, you do think like the homies, whatever, high socks and Nikes, and you see kind of that adapting into hip hop too. Even with Kendrick, you see his things. He got the Nikes on with the high socks and the
shorts.
Shorts. That's Mexican thing, you know. So it's had enough influence with the gangsters that how Mexicans dress, how they like put their spin on it, right? And I don't even know, that might be arguable. That might be ours. Like when I say ours, I don't mean like they can't do it. I'm saying like we came from that side, that type of style. Because like hip hop has been baggy. Remember the 2000s, baggy and stuff like that.
I wonder how all that started though.
What, hip hop?
No, like the dressing.
It came from the rappers, because how the rappers were dressing, and everybody seen that, and everybody thought they were fly and everything. They were like, that looks good. So people started buying baggy stuff. People started dressing up like all these rappers. That's where it came from. That's why when everybody was wearing super baggy stuff, even when you think back to like Soulja Boy.
Yeah, I mean, if you think all the way back to like the early 2000s. Yeah, if you think about even the 1990s, I guess you're right. I never thought about that. But I think black people are influenced hella stuff.
I think he was right that they influenced.
Or why do you think that
the most?
So, because if you look
at around the world,
if you look at like I seen videos of like during like Martin Luther King era, like when was that, the 70s or 80s or whatever?
No, I'm not sure.
Whenever that was, when Martin Luther King, and you seen like people would gather to protest. A lot of the black people in the videos that I see were wearing suits. They're all wearing suits. And then after like crack came in and like destroyed everything, and then you get like you start getting the people. It seemed like they converted to like gangsters, because when you think of gangsters originally in the 1900s, 1920s, 1940s, everybody was wearing suits. All the gangsters, huh? The gangsters.
Well, you think
all of them wore
particularly,
suits.
you think particularly like New York. Like, I don't know. I haven't really looked into like gangsters in like other cities. I think gangsters have been known from New York. And the gangsters though, you're looking at Italians, right?
Yeah,
You're looking at New York Italians.
Yeah.
And they would wear suits. Now, I don't know if everybody wore suits. There was gangsters besides the mafia.
But there's people from Ireland, people from England, everybody who's part
to this
of like,
day, like when they were the mafia dresses up because they wanted to look sharp and presentable. But it was crazy because the image back then was different. Because remember, even in the movie Goodfellas, when what's his name, the main character, he walks up and he gets a suit. He's a kid and he walks up to his mom and his mom's like, "You look like a gangster." Right? When if you see a suit on a kid today, you would say he looks professional. Like what do you do? Like
he looks snazzy.
So it's crazy how the image has changed. And now that's why I think that it's tight that hip hop has had so much influence, because now when you're dressed with Nikes and a little bit of baggy jeans or whatever, I think if we can change that image from gangster to just a normal person, we can stop what do they call it?
Stereotyping?
Yeah, stereotyping people, because it seems like a lot of times when they see you with that look, they see you as dangerous or something.
Do you think that the appearance now is still, like, if you look at people dressed, like how me and you dress, you think people say us those are gangsters?
I wouldn't know.
I don't.
But I do. Like I said, I had a problem. A lot of times, even like to this day, people look at me weird. When I go to schools, when I go to these type of environments, they look at me like you kind of don't, like, who are you? Like, you don't belong here. Or they look at me with
you don't fit,
like a question mark. Like, who is this guy? Like, because I don't blend in. So they look at me weird. A lot of times women are afraid or seem afraid or look afraid. I don't know if they are, but that's my perception of them when I look at them. Like, because the way you look at everybody and then you look at me and there's a change. There's like a worry or something.
Oh,
so
like
you have to
feel danger.
You have to change things. And I noticed that that's just how it is with me and people, because I'm not going to change who I am. So I noticed that the way you break that tension is to conversation. And a lot of times what you start, and I'm getting more better at being social and just saying things to people. Like today, I seen a girl in a costume and she helps every day. She holds the stop sign up so the kids can cross. So I cross every day and she holds a stop sign up. She had a Stitch costume. I just told her, I like your costume. That's
like
it.
a Lilo and Stitch thing?
Yeah, what's that? The green dude? Like, that guy? Not the green dude, the blue dude. It's Stitch, right?
Blue dude.
Yeah, the little dude on the surfboard, whatever.
Yeah, Lilo and Stitch.
Lilo is the girl.
Yeah, but that's the show. Or the movies.
I'm talking about the character Stitch.
Yeah,
blue
Stitch.
One. She had a costume.
That's a little dog guy, whatever.
Yeah, whatever he is. Yeah, him. She had a costume with him. I'm like, it's simple things. Like, I don't know, like that breaks the tension. Like, she won't think like, oh, I'm over here doing crazy. Even though she never gave me that look. She never gave me that look, even from the jump. But certain people do and certain people don't. I'll be surprised when people can walk up to me and don't question nothing. It feels tight when you're treated normal, like nothing. Like, I remember a long time ago, I told you there was a grandma who just walked up to me. No, like nothing. It's just like, okay, see, it's different. Like, things, it's a little weird because that doesn't happen.
When you think of people who've been like how you were saying, black people are the most influential, I think that is correct. But then who's the runner-up? Mexicans?
I don't know, because there's nothing that big. Because it's like, there's nothing that big, because hip hop, you look everywhere. Canada, you look in Mexico. You see, like, when I look at the like Santa Fe, whatever, I was looking at him, his style, it's outdated. It's like, and it comes with the
you're saying he's like 15 years behind.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But I'm not saying that in a bad way. Like, it fits. Everything he's saying, it fits and it's dope. I fuck with it heavy. But I'm just saying, like, they're not dressing like this anymore. I'm not saying that just because of that he should switch it up to the new thing, because the new thing is like, it's kind of a little weird, but like, it's crazy to see America influenced even Mexico so far to where the hoods is like that, graffiti and stuff like that. Where did graffiti come from? I don't know where that comes from. I don't know if it's where it originated, so I don't know. But when you see a certain look and then you put a Mexican spin on it, and it's like, I don't know, it's tight. It's because minorities, we're all minorities. And I think, like, who represents the hood better than minorities?
Well, if you remember when we were younger, it didn't matter. Like, I didn't know we were in the hood. This was just where we lived. And so we never drove or nothing, so we didn't know how other neighborhoods were like. But we always seen black people, we always seen Mexicans, we always seen Asians. It seemed like white people were the minority over there because you would see fewer than everyone else, but everyone dressed the same. Everyone looked the same.
A lot of us.
They were just different faces. They had different faces. But it was like everybody dressed the same.
That's what I'm saying. But when you look at how we used to dress and even how we dress now, this is inspired by hip hop. The way we dress, even to this day. And that's what I'm saying. Like every kid, like our generation, I mean, not every kid, because some people don't dress like this, but it seems like when you think of like style, like heavy style, it comes from like rappers and like how Kanye influenced everything. He drops shoes, everybody wants to get them. He drops some random shirt with holes in them, everybody wants to get it.
Yeah, that's the one thing as far as fashion that I never understood.
Well, I think now, like fashion and hip hop, I shouldn't say fashion and hip hop because I don't think it's just somehow some artists dress like super tight clothing. I don't understand that. I don't understand that, but I mean, to each their own. But I don't understand that.
Yeah, too tight shit just not comfortable.
I don't understand. Like I don't understand to want to have feminine qualities, and I think people would argue like, oh, how's that feminine? But when you're painting your nails, even like, I don't know, I just grew up different. My dad always told me like, I don't remember what conversation came up, but people in high school had earrings, males, and I don't remember how it came up. My dad said,
"That's for girls."
That's for girls, straight up, point blank. Now you can call my dad an old school Mexican or whatever, but like to me that was always a girl thing. Like, and to this day, I never got my ears pierced because to me that was a girl thing.
Yeah.
Now when I see it now on a dude, I'm not like, oh, he's gay. I'm not like that. But just for me, how I was raised, I wouldn't do that.
I know. I remember being in high school, and there was this black girl sitting next to me, and she was like, "You look so cute with if you pierce your ears." You got earrings, and I was like, I can't. I was like, in my head, I was like, I can't do that.
I can't do that.
I can't do that because my dad. I remember he told me that's for girls. Like earrings is for girls. But I remember thinking about it heavy, like wanting to do it, just because people were telling me I would look good with it, and yeah. Good thing I didn't do it.
But it was the same thing like tattoos. Like even Mexicans are against like old school parents are against you getting tattoos.
I know. I should have never got mine.
You regret it?
I don't know. Regret? I guess if I would go back and I wouldn't do it, I guess that's regret, huh?
Yeah.
Because I don't
like you're not like, does it bother you?
It don't bother me right now, or I'm like, fuck.
No,
man.
like if you have no sleeves on, do you think about it?
No.
Okay, so it doesn't bother you then.
No, I don't care.
You just probably why?
I'm just because
why don't you regret it?
I just because I feel like I did it because I thought it would make me cooler.
Yeah, because I remember when you came home with it, I immediately wanted one. As soon as I seen it, it looked so cool because it was fresh
and it was popping out.
Yeah. And I remember I was like, oh, I need to get one now. Like, and it's crazy how much influence that had on me. Luckily, I didn't do it though. I didn't do it. And then as time went on, I was like, nah, I'm not gonna get one. For what? I don't really see the point. Like,
yeah, and then like no, like I'm not throwing shade at Michael D, but this is like early on Michael D tatting people too. Like I did it when I was 19 or 20 years old, in the attic of my friend from high school that I knew. Like, and he just did it. Like, and like he was like amateur, and I'm getting a tattoo that's gonna be on my body for life.
But you didn't think of that?
No, I wasn't thinking about that.
Because it's not that bad. I'm not saying it's bad, but I'm just saying like Like, who knows how it could have ended up?
I know, that's what I'm saying. That's a big risk.
But luckily, it came out fine. Like, I don't look at it and be like, that's ugly.
Yeah,
I look at it and be like, there's a little cricket here and there, but
yes, it was like
it's not
I
bad.
feel like it's a C+.
Like, it passes. Yeah, it's good. Like I always said, like now he's gotten a lot better. I don't even know if he still does them.
Yeah, I don't know either. But at the time, for how long he has been doing it, for me to just say it was like one of those things where you get excited and you just
like
want
it.
Yeah.
Did it.
But it is what it is now. But I wish I would have been clean. Like my body would have been clean right now. I feel like it would have been better.
That's the reason why I don't want to get tattoos, because it just seems like everybody has them. And I always think about, like, I mean, it's hard enough already. Like, people look at me and I already feel some type of way. People used to follow me through the stores because they think I was going to steal something. And I have no tattoos. Now, imagine if I did. If I look intimidating somehow now to people, which I don't know why, clean, everything. Imagine if I was tatted up. People would be like, "Whoa, this fool's a gangster for sure." People always used to think I had tattoos because I would wear long sleeves. They're like, "What are you hiding under there?"
You don't remember the first time you ever stole from a store? Because I remember going to Food for Less, and Food for Less is only like a Cali thing, seems like.
No, I don't think so. I think there's certain Food for Less in other stops.
Yeah,
I think.
Was that West Coast shit then?
I don't know. Yeah, I think so. I think it was.
I remember,
but I think the candy.
Yeah, because they would have these big barrels, and they had the glass see-through glass where you just lift the lid up and you just put it whatever the fuck however much you wanted in a bag, and we would just open that shit up and just grab a handful.
Is that really stealing though? Well, I mean, technically it is, because sometimes you would eat the grapes too as kids. I would grab a grape or something like that. Is that really stealing though? Like, I don't really think that. I think this. I mean, it is stealing technically because it's not yours and you're taking it, you're eating it. But when I think about it, I'm like, I guess really, when was the first time you stole some knowing you're stealing some?
First time I stole some knowing that I stole some.
Like from
a store?
Yeah, from a store or anywhere.
I remember trying to steal Yu-Gi-Oh cards from a kid. Stole.
I mean, I stole a Game Boy. I stole a couple. I stole a lot. Like, even when you come like from stores, I would steal candy bars and stuff from stores, because you get so used to that. And then not having money, like, you don't have money, you just go into the store and steal candy bar or whatever, and that's it, walk out. So as a kid, I mean, I stole a lot. I feel like, I don't know. I feel like I gotten hella lucky because I feel like I've done a lot of dumb things and I never got punished for it. Like, nothing crazy. Like, it was crazy. Nothing. Like, and it wasn't like I was moving militant as a kid or doing all these things. It just didn't happen that way. Just got lucky.
From smoke bombs in cars to running through like people's homes and fucking shit up.
Like, I've gotten caught. I remember I got caught tagging up the bathrooms. I remember we were in school and went to the bathrooms and we had like these huge markers or whatever. It was markers or paint. I don't remember though. But I remember I went into there and I remember I tagged the whole thing up. Like, I was there with a different kid and he's like, let's go tag up the bathroom, whatever. And he had like, he started tagging, right? He tagged this small piece, like super small in the bathroom stalls. I tagged it heck big. And I don't remember what I wrote. But it was hella big. And then we had gotten out and then there was a security guard who seen us get out. And I guess, I don't know, he just was suspicious of us. And he said, I don't remember what he told us, but he said, wait here. And he went into the bathroom and then we had left and he had went and he seen that it was tagged up and he came into our class and got us. And then we got suspended for that, for tagging up the bathrooms.
How old?
Like 9.
For a 9-year-old, because I don't know, 9-year-olds for us is a different thing for 9-year-olds today.
Now, when you think about it, but that's why I think A lot of times you view your kids as innocent when in reality you don't know what they're doing. And that's what I keep my eye on today. Like with our nephews and nieces, because I look at him, I'm like, yeah, he's young, but he's not as innocent as I think he is. I know that for a fact. He's just not gonna show it in front of me. You know?
Yeah, because I mean, I do think that too. Like, there's no way he's doing anything
That's
bad.
why you catch him. That's why you
compared to
catch him.
how when we grew up with the stupid shit we were
Yeah,
doing.
there's no way
There's
he's
no
doing
way.
that because it's too extreme compared to like it's no way. That's too far. There's not a lot of people here that are influencing him to do that, to do negative things like that. You know, they're worried about cussing and they're worried about, you know, even though I catch him cussing all the time now. And I'm like, how do you respond to that? Like, you're supposed to tell your kids, no, don't be swearing, don't be doing this. But I'm like I said, when it comes down to it, I don't think they're as innocent as we think they are. I think they probably done things that would wouldn't approve of, for sure. This episode is brought to you by Casa Flores Taqueria and more. The restaurant is now officially open. I recommend everybody to get out there. The address is 6907 West Side Saginaw Road, Bay City, Michigan, 48706. If you would like to call ahead and place an order, the number is 989-316-1230. They're officially open. Pull up. You won't regret it. Now let's get back to the podcast.
We went to Burlington and we were walking out. And as I was walking out, I was holding the door first for like, there was a dude in a wheelchair that came in. And his wife seemed like his wife was pushing him in. So I held the one door. There was a double door. It had the Burlington had an airlock. So there was double door. I opened the first door. You had the second door. Guy with the wheelchair went through. And then you came out. And then there was, at first, what I thought was a woman coming in. So I held the door. And it was a dude. And I was like, at first, from afar, it looked like it's just like a girl. And then as she approached the door and I seen her face, it was a dude. He had a beard, like not like a beard, but like stubble,
Scuffy, whatever.
Yeah, like that. Like he had just like shaved like yesterday, didn't shave today, and he had the freaking.
It just threw you off.
Yeah, because it's like long hair, tight pants, purse and shit, woman t-shirt type shit. But it's a dude. And I was like, shouldn't have held the door.
Why?
I should have just walked out.
You don't hold the door, dude. You don't hold the door for dudes?
Nah, it's against my, like, you don't, like, you open it and you let him, like, you walk through it and you push it so that he can come in, like that.
I mean, I guess
that's the proper way.
I guess when I try to think about like how I open doors. For women, I always open.
For women, you open it and let them walk through.
I always do that.
But for men, you walk through and you leave. You hold it open and you like throw it so that they can catch it and come back in.
I did do that. I do that. But I also hold it for older men. So like grandpas and stuff.
Yeah, but that's
I open the door for them.
Yeah, but that's, I think, for
rarely
elderly,
rare when somebody got something in their hands and they're coming out.
Because if I open,
there's some case scenario where I have, but majority of the times when I think about it, I don't.
It's rare, and it's like maybe if he's with his wife, okay.
I wonder if that's like if holding the door for a woman is uncommon in these days, because I'd be holding the door, and even if they're a little far away, I'll wait for them. I don't know why. It's just instinctive. Like I feel like I should.
Like it just seems like that's the proper thing to do.
Yeah.
When there's a woman coming up to the door and you guys somehow come to the door within.
What is that? Chivalry? Or is chivalry
it's
like
just manners?
A flirtatious thing?
I think it's just manners.
Chivalry is manners?
No, chivalry is like gentlemanly, like type shit. But I just think that's good manners. When you come up to the door and there's a woman coming up to the door and you get to the door prior, or even if she gets to the door prior, but you still hold the door so she can go through.
All right. Well, question. Has a girl ever hold the door for you?
Not that I can remember.
Right. I can think of one time a girl hold the door for me and I found it so strikingly odd. Like I was at 7-Eleven and I had a couple things in my hand. And I could open the door with my hands full. You know, it is always you hit it with the back, pop, pop, and you open it and you just roll out. I had some things in my hand, and then the lady, it was a young girl too, and she had opened the door for me. I was surprised. Oh, that's crazy, right here. I'm like, especially me. Like I tell you, a lot of people they look at me. I was kind of surprised. I was like, oh, thank you, and just like that threw me off because that don't happen.
Yeah, that's just, and that's just. I think for her, I think that shows good manners too, because she's seen you had your hands full. So if she's seen that and she did that, or if she just holding the door,
but
just
there's been there's
then she's a whore.
Nah, I don't think so. I think there's multiple times where I've had my hands full and I've never gotten the door open enough for me by women. If a dude sees me, sometimes he will. You know, sometimes he will. But I think like when I think of women, I think women believe they're not supposed to do that. Are they supposed to do that? Not really, huh?
I don't think it's expected,
but it's
I think it's maybe good manners if
it would be weird if I walked to the store and the lady see me coming and open the door for me, and especially if I was hella far away.
Yeah.
I'd be like, what's up with that, huh?
Yeah.
So I guess yeah.
Yeah, it's weird. And then if you open a door and for a dude, that's kind of weird too. Just for a random dude. A guy comes right behind you, and
how often you open doors for women? I say like
probably like 10, 15 times a month or some shit.
I would say it's an everyday thing. Every time I go out and about, it's almost an everyday thing.
Yeah, I would
sometimes
say
they get surprised. Sometimes older women get surprised. Oh, thank you, young man. You're welcome, man.
And then if I see someone like an old man or a walker or
it's immediate.
Yeah, some type of disability, then yeah.
I did it today. See, I didn't think it just happened so much. I did it today. I was walking into the pharmacy to get my dad's medication, and I walked in. There was a girl and it was not, what are they called?
A walker?
It was a walker, yeah, like one of those cheap ones. But she was walking on them and whatever, and I seen it from a distance. So I'm like, I went in and I turned back and I seen her and I'm like, oh. So I went back and I held the door open, and she got in, and the carpet that they had, it was like it got caught on her wheel and she almost fell. Luckily, she didn't. And then I had opened the other door for her too with the button. She's like, "Oh, thank you, whatever." And I'm like, I always think it's weird. Like I was thinking the other day. There was a kid in the car. You know how that has the wheels? I mean the holes for the legs for the kids that you could put them in. Boom,
yeah.
Boom. There was a kid standing up on that, and I was nowhere near him. But in my head, I just started thinking a scenario. I'm like, if that kid's about to fall and I catch him, is that gonna look upon weird to the mom? Because he's a stranger and I'm catching him, but like, or even just remove the baby. If a woman is falling, is it okay to catch him? Like, is it gonna be taken as weird? If you fall in front of me, I catch you. Is that weird?
I don't think
the act is weird, but I'm saying, are they gonna take it as weird?
I think it only becomes weird if you
go
for a reach,
or you hold them for too long. Yeah. So just bat and get off of me.
Yeah, or you
push them off. What's the appropriate?
I think
what's the appropriate?
So
response?
You catch them. You like, let's say they almost fell to the floor. They're like, let's say they're like, if this is their legs right here, if they're like that, like damn near at what's that, like 30,
you have to wait until they do that
30 degrees. Like if let's say they fell, they're like their 30-degree angle. Like if they fell, they almost hit the floor, and you caught them, you lift them up. You catch them for the just the second 2 seconds, and then you let them go fall.
What the heck was the point of that? So I would say you had to catch them and pull them up and then let them go. But I'm like, I don't know how it would be weird if the girl makes it weird, you know? So if you catch him, give him a little smooch and then let him go.
Yeah, I think it's...
You catch him, then you pet him, then you let him go.
I think if you catch him and then you pick him up and run with them, I think it's too far. But if you catch him and you just hold her until she starts screaming, then it's fine.
Only she has to scream for you to let her go.
Because if she doesn't scream, that means she doesn't want to leave your side. So you gotta make sure that she don't want to be with you by holding on to her until she screams.
Nah, you get in trouble by that. Thank you for listening to the AB podcast. You can follow us in the links below All our social medias are linked there. If you want to buy some merch, the merch that we're usually wearing in the podcast, you can buy it as well. The link will be below.